Sri Lanka's foreign reserves were at approximately 8 billion US dollars by the end of 2019, and today it has dropped to almost 2 billion US dollars. Economists opine that the reserves which can be used as expenditure are at an even lower rate. Against this backdrop, Sri Lanka has approached friendly nations such as China, India and Bangladesh to seek financial assistance to purchase essential goods required for the country. Sri Lanka has obtained approximately 2.4 billion US dollars from India in 2022 alone. The 2.4 billion US dollar loans comprise a 400 million US dollar swap facility, 500 million US dollars in credit, and another 500 million US dollars to purchase fuel. Recently, India extended a 1 billion US dollar credit facility to Sri Lanka, and the assistance is to enable Sri Lanka to import food, other essential commodities and medicines from India. Sri Lanka has also sought an additional credit line of 1 billion US dollars from India to import essentials amid its worst economic crisis in decades. Sri Lanka had requested a 2.5 billion US dollar facility from China, and China has also given a 1 billion US dollar equivalent renminbi loan from its central bank. The Chinese ambassador to Sri Lanka recently announced that China is considering a 2.5 billion US dollar line of credit following a request made by Sri Lanka. This comprises a $1 billion loan and $1.5 billion in buyer's credit. Sri Lanka already has secured a swap of 250 million US dollars from Bangladesh, and it has extended the time frame for the payment. Be that as it may, Sri Lanka has approached Bangladesh yet again with another 250 million US dollar swap. Pakistan is likely to issue a $200 million loan to Sri Lanka after the country receives a 1 billion US dollar loan installment from the International Monetary Fund or the IMF. Sri Lanka has also sought financial assistance from Australia and Russia. However, there are no definite reports on the progress of these requests. In June 2022, Sri Lanka will have to settle sovereign bonds to the tune of 1 billion US dollars, and the total debt settlement for 2022 alone is north of a staggering 6 billion US dollars. Allowing the dollar to float against the rupee has added more pressure on the economy daily. According to Economy Next, Sri Lanka's state-run Ceylon Petroleum Corporation has lost at least 250 billion rupees over 3 weeks as the rupee fell. Reports add that based on the present financial status, the Ceylon Electricity Board too is facing serious issues in settling payments for coal as well as salaries of employees. The Ceylon Electricity Board has repeatedly requested a tariff hike to overcome its financial crisis. However, the decision is being delayed as the Public Utilities Commission of Sri Lanka is opposed to it. The CEB had requested a 15 billion rupee loan from a state bank, and the request to raise it to 20 billion rupees was turned down by the relevant state bank. US-based economist attached to the Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, Maryland, Steve Hanke says Sri Lanka's inflation is skyrocketing. According to his calculation, Sri Lanka's inflation would reach 55% by March 24th. While the pressure of a crumbling economy falls on the laurels of the Sri Lankan people, the government announced that a 5,000 rupee allowance will be awarded for 2 months to low-income families for the upcoming festive season. Will the provision of 10,000 rupees per family ease the economic burden?
So of course, when it comes to the low incomers, yes, we have to look after them. If you calculate 5,000 for 3.1 million, because the government estimated the total low income earners in Sri Lanka now account for 3.1 million. So if you multiply the 3.1 million by 5,000 and the government is going to give it in 2 times, then it should be 10,000. Then approximately the money that we needed would be 31 billion rupees. So the question is how the government is going to find this money. Now, if government can earn this money from the revenue sources like taxes or any other revenue sources, then it's all right. But what we have experienced in the last couple of months or the couple of years, the government is continually printing money and do their expenses. So we heard that the last month also the government has printed more than 200 billion rupees. Now why the dollar rate went up to this level is mainly because of the government printing money. So if you print more money, then definitely the local currency will be further depreciated, and accordingly the dollar prices will move up. So that in return would increase our inflation, because the most of the goods that we import, so when the dollar goes up, so definitely the prices will move up. If something happened in the dollar, that will impact onto the entire market. So whether it's imported or the locally produced, so all the prices will move up. So currently we experience 17.1 over 17.1 inflation. They're the highest inflation in Asia, and if the government is continuously printing money in this way, the inflation will be further increased, and finally innocent people would penalize, especially the middle class people would be highly penalized because of this inappropriate financial decision taken by the government.